Let's get one thing clear. I don't have any doubts about this. I refuse to see my parents. I don't care if our old house is here or if anyone else is here. I will not subject myself to this. I am interested in the facts, the documents. But to meet family or even to risk running into them, no thanks.
Back home in Budapest, Arpad is trying to cope with what he's found. And he's expecting a call from Laszlo, his newfound brother, who's picked up word of his visit.
Hello? Have you managed to find her? Where is she now? I mean, our mother. She's dead. It seems my father is the only parent left. I can still ask about what happened. And I've decided now that I do want to ask him.
Back in the village, Arpad meets his brother for the first time.
Hi.
Hi.
Let me introduce you to each other.
The great encounter.
I thought he looked like Dad's brother.
This is my son. That's your uncle.
I'm Gabor.
Hi, iPad. Why can't we see where you live?
Because it's not mine.
And what is yours around here?
Nothing.
Except your kids.
Yes, my kids.
Laszlo was already 7 when he was taken into care. He's been back in touch with the family for years. In the local community centre, he fills Arpad in on the details.
I was wondering why Laszlo Sr., our father, was in prison.
Well, that doesn't take a genius to figure that out.
Tell me.
Most of the time it was for fighting.
Was he a troublemaker, bad-tempered, picks fights all the time?
Yeah.
Do you know him personally?
Sure I do.
Is he still like that?
No, not anymore. He's 60 years old now. Look, my dad is my dad. I don't want to speak ill of him. And my mother is my mother, so I can't think of anything nice to say. And I don't want to be nasty. I'll wait for you here, okay?
Laszlo has vowed never to visit his mother's grave. So Laszlo's son, Gabor, takes Arpad to see it.
Were you here when she was buried?
I was still little, but I really loved my granny and she loved me.
Arpad and Laszlo's father lives in the next village. He has a new young wife and 40 dogs. He doesn't see much of any of his 9 children, but he doesn't seem to mind getting a surprise visit.
Which one are you?
I'm iPad.
How time flies.
Yes, it does.
Oh well. It's been a while.
Is 29 years a while? That's how long it's been.
Gone in a flash.
Yes, indeed.
Shame. I had no idea where you were. Okay, I know that's no excuse. Not that you came to visit. But it was down to me, too. I could have found you, if I had tried. We could have met sooner. It all fell apart when I was put in prison. Your mother went to town, shacked up with someone. I found about this and I handed in the divorce papers from my cell. Okay, I'm not saying I wasn't at fault. It can't all be one. I made mistakes, and your mother had made mistakes too.
Uh-huh.
Had I stayed at home, not been imprisoned, you would have stayed as well.
How long were you in prison at Sopron-Kőhida?
Long time, 6 years, and that one alone.
6 years? What did you do to get 6 years?
I had a mean punch.
Maybe you shouldn't have shown off in those pubs.
I always say better be accompanied by a prison guard than a priest on your way to the cemetery. Isn't that right?
That was at stake. So you came back from prison and found that the family had fallen apart. Well, what's happened has happened.
At least you came to find me. I might not have much time left anyway. As for the past, let's pull a veil over it. We should look to the future from now. We should stay in touch. I'm glad I found out about you. Ah, cabbage.
Back in Budapest, Arpad is getting on with preparations for his next film and considering everything he has learned about his past. All kinds of stereotypes surround the rover. Arpad may just have got rid of some of his own.
I expected a lot worse when I went to meet these people, my brother and my father. I was worried about finding much more deviant, marginalized creatures, but they ended up surprising me. In a way, their lives are more rooted than mine is. They have families, they have loved ones, and they have a lot more stability than I can even imagine for myself. Concepts like brother, father, family, they don't start meaning something overnight. Like my brother said, it was like talking to a complete stranger. I've ended up with a few new people in my life, and I have no idea what role they will play from now on.
Post-communist Hungary and its Roma minority still need time to come to terms with each other. And so do Arpad and his dad. But at least now they have the opportunity, if they want to take it.
I looked at my father, into his eyes, and I suddenly felt myself forgiving him. I let him go, along with all the bad things I used to blame him for, and after that I could see him for what he is, and I could listen to him. Whether I'll see my father again, well, maybe I will, but definitely not on my own. I will have to take someone with me, someone from my own life, someone who can give me a sense of security. I think I would need that to hold on to. I would need to be reminded that, okay, that is where I'm from, and he's my father, but I do have a very different life now, in a very different world.